You look like you're here to celebrate Jimmy Buffett.
I have been all week, actually. The man from the Caribbean of the rock and roll man. Yeah. You need it? No, it just fell. Oh, probably. Probably moving too fast.
Should I start? There you are. Okay. Good morning. My name is Lori McCollum, and I'm on the Board of Trustees and the Environmental Justice Team and the Welcome Team. Welcome to our service. Unitarian Universalism encourages an open-ended search for meaning in life and a commitment to asking our values to shape our actions. We are a pluralistic religion that draws wisdom from many sources. We welcome all people into our beloved community of whatever age, race, class, ethnicity, physical ability, sexual orientation, gender identity, or religious background. We welcome especially those worshiping with us for the first time. Guests are welcome to participate in any activities in our community. Welcome team members are wearing green name badges and are ready to answer any questions you may have if you are a visitor or new to this congregation. Pastoral care team members are wearing yellow name badges and are able to talk with you if you have life transitions or need assistance. We invite everyone to join us downstairs after service for coffee and snacks so that we can get to know you and each other better. Thank you for being with us today.
Just very briefly, we have just a reminder that after the service today, we'll be having a congregational conversation about Article 2 of the UUA bylaws and what it means for us going forward as a year-long conversation. This is just the very beginning, so please join us at that time for that conversation. Thank you. Bright morning stars are rising. Bright morning stars are rising. Bright morning stars are rising. Day is a breaking in my soul. In my soul. All life comes from water. Life started in the ocean, where it began to take its many and amazing forms. Besides, all babies are cradled in water before they are born. Everything that lives needs water, from the smallest plants to the largest whale. From the beginning of history, human beings have built their homes and their lives around water. Today, we celebrate that water which connects and nourishes all life. Please join us in our unison chalice lighting as it is on the screen and in the order of service. We light this chalice on the brink of a new year.
Let me go of what has been, open and hopeful for what may come. Renewed, restored, ready to live life
Anew. May we move forward with intention. As you're willing and able in body or spirit, please rise and sing with us our opening hymn, number 1000 in the teal hymnal, or on the screen, Morning Has Come. Sing As you will, please remain standing and join us in our responsive reading, number 729 in a gray hymnal or on the screen, The Winds of Summer. We begin responsively. You and I, no. Okay, we'll do it that way. Following the sun in different ways of freedom and play,
finding rest in the cool stillness of shadows, and moving to the slow, unstruck rhythms which turn the long hours of summer light.
now it is time for gathering in. We come together at this time and in this place on the bridge of autumn.
Summer is fading backward into memory, and winter waits in snowy brilliance.
We meet with eagerness and delight, needing one another for sharing.
We have joys and sorrows and hopes to share, questions, things we care about, and want to help make better.
Things that we would like to understand, ideas waiting to be heard.
Today, we are together in gladness, once more the special community that we call our church.
Together, let us say, a community of ages that sings its songs, tells its thoughts, asks its questions, and searches together with courage and with love. And it is in this wondrous spirit that we greet the Holy present in our midst by briefly turning and greeting our neighbors, especially those we do not know. Now, I like to invite our children forward if they would like to. And unfortunately, I don't have a microphone. So I thought we had one available.
Yeah, we have to move it around.
Right. I need everyone to come down.
Yeah, you gotta leave my online.
That's right. This is why we're trying to fix this problem. Opportunity here to figure out our technology. Oh, we have some talented people around me. I feel like I'm on an old radio show now. boom mics, you know. Yep, there we go. All right. Now, what is today? I know that's a loaded question. It's our ingathering of water service, our water communion. I see the school teacher in our midst here.
Teacher vacation.
That's right, teacher vacation. So, every drop of water that we bring to this ceremony today has been on an amazing adventure. Our water, this very water, has witnessed the birth of life as well as death of dinosaurs, has been part of the bodies of Buddha and Bach and Jesus, the famous and the not so famous, and every one of us. Each tiny molecule of water, and those are really small, aren't they? Yeah, thought so. Each of those tiny molecules has been on its own unique journey, just like all of us. But today we need your help in telling the story of how that water and how it sounds much better with some of the water sounds. I'm going to ask each of you, all of you, to help make some of those water sounds. And we can create rainstorms by rubbing our fingertips together and then snapping and clapping lightly, and then clapping harder, and drumming our hands on hands and thighs, and stomping our feet as the rain passes, and it'll get quieter, and we'll go backwards from there, okay? So now, I have given you, I know, it's a spoiler, but you need it. All right, so now, most of our planet is covered by oceans, the cradle of life, water's true home. But what does an ocean sound like? Now, you can't hear it here, but all the time, every day, the sun shines on the ocean, and water evaporates, and it rises up into the air to become clouds, right? Yeah, the rain comes eventually, but clouds. Comes up to become clouds. And if we listen very, very carefully, even with our tiniest inside ears, what sound do you think we would hear as the earth breathes water up into those clouds? But eventually the clouds fill up. They get very full, and the water begins to come down as rain. Imagine standing on a mountain, and it begins very gently to drizzle. You hear that just barely touching the treetops. Barely. But then the drops get a little bigger, and it starts to hit the trees a little harder, and maybe occasionally the stones. And then it starts really getting a little harder here. A little bit harder. And then the rain, the big clouds really start putting it on. And it starts coming down. Oh, and then the thunder starts, and the rain really comes in hard, and it really gets going, and it jumps. Oh, you can stand up and jump if you really got to. And the storm goes on and on and on, and the lightning and thunder, and the storm keeps going on. Oh, and slowly, the storm begins to move on, and the rain gets a little gentler and a little slower, and goes a little slower and a little slower, and the rain lets up a little bit. And you might even dare to go outside and look outside to see if you can see a rainbow or something as the rain begins to diminish and the water runs downhill. What might that sound like? And the trickling water gathers and trickles into babbling brooks, and the streams continue on their way, eventually joining into the rushing rivers. As the quick rivers join to great rivers, they become broader and slower, and eventually all water returns to the sea, the cradle of life Water's true home. Thank you. If someone would bring me the Joys and Concerns book, that would be helpful. We come together as a community, like the water that gathers on the mountaintop. We share the joys, concerns, the milestones, the sorrows, those things which are pressing upon us and elevating us in our lives. Among us here, we have some of the following shared. Do we have anything from online? Taryn Van Ettinger shares that King, Joe's service dog, came through his dental procedure fine and is back to his hyper self. Yay. And the good news is no one has put anything else less interesting or, I'm sorry? One more, please. Uh-huh. Wow. Congratulations. Good news. And we share all of those good news that have come to us as we begin this next year. But we also want to keep in mind all of those who may not be as blessed, even those here who among us who may not have shared what is in their hearts or in their lives. We want to keep in mind all of those who are facing the trials of storm and fire and war that is upon the face of this earth. And keep them not only in our hearts and prayers, but in recipients of our actions as well. Spirit of life, I find you in those humble places, the quiet, still spaces I am held in. A love greater than myself. You are the wind in my breath, the fire in my soul, the subtle heartbeat of all creation around me. O Goddess God, your love is unimposing, yet firm and steadfast, present to all those who would know your peace. You challenge me in my arrogance and move me to listen deeply when I fail, as I often do, to see the fuller picture. Spirit of love, you find the gentle words to speak life into me and hold me when all else around me and in me feels broken. You find me and you remind me that I am loved and saved just as I am. Your salvation is found in living life loved. Remind me of who I am, O holy mystery. Help me to see you in the small, everyday moments where you are found. Grant me the wisdom to listen for you and seek you in those unlikely and unexpected places. Amen, and blessed be. During the musical meditation, please feel free to come forward to light candles for memory or blessings. But now, please join us in a moment in silent meditation, reflection, or prayer as you will. So we keep all of those joys, concerns, milestones, and sorrows that are in our hearts and in our lives that remain spoken. Please now, as you're willing and able in body and or in spirit, rise with us and sing our hymn of meditation, number 299 in your gray hymnal, or on the screen. Make channels for the streams of love. Please be seated. It won't work. Got to be pointed directionally. Right at my nose? Well, it's a big target. This is a poem. We did this last year. I hope some of you remember it because you're going to have to help. It's called Spell of the Rain Gods, from the book Merlin and the Snake's Egg by Leslie Norris. I ran into this many, many years ago, and I have enjoyed it since. The nice part is it's a participatory piece. You have a really great opportunity here to let go with your inner rain cloud, to be an inner rain god, if you will. We're going to divide the room up into sections. Okay? Ready? This group over here, from like Diane over, is the group that goes, I'm Oom. Okay? O-O-M, all capital letters, like you're shouting when you're texting. The group here in the middle, you're I'm Boom. Okay? B-O-O-M. Again, all caps. And you all over here have the complicated part. And I'm Tara. Now, there's a desire here to want to go Tara, but you really want to go Tara. Okay? I'm Tara. You put the emphasis on the last syllable. Okay? So you go, I'm Tara. Right? Can you do that? So we're going to practice once. I'm Boom. I'm Boom. I'm Tara. Okay, so it has to happen really fast. Okay, ready? I'm Boom. I'm Boom. I'm Tara. Okay, I'm Tara. Pronunciation, people. Okay, emphasize the consonants. The vowels will take care of themselves. All right. Okay, here we go. You ready? We are the rain gods. We are the clouds, gathering and muttering and rumbling together, listening to little things praying for wet weather. Let's do that again. There we go. We are howling through the mountains. We are shrieking through the plains, billowing and bellowing and ripe with rain. We rule the running rivers. We plump the growing grain. And all the trees are ours, for we bring them rain. Give yourselves a clap. And thank you to our technical assistants here. So after all that talk of water, money is liquid power in our modern world, and it moves like water through our lives, sometimes right through our fingers. It trickles and it rolls in torrents, it eddies and it pools, sometimes in vast reservoirs. As a community of faith and hope, we bring the waters of our lives here to be gathered together, to be used for the common good. We share them today to water the fields of promise, so carefully tended by those who came before us, for those who come with tomorrow's sunrise. In this spirit, let us give and receive this collection for our community's needs and the broader community. We are now invited to participate in this blessing of giving as the ushers come among us to accept the gifts of this congregation. And this month, we are sharing our undesignated plate offering this month with the Project of the Quad Cities. Thank you.
Wade in the water, children, wade in the water. God's gonna trouble the water. Who's that yonder dressed in white? Wade in the water. Must be the children of the Israelite. Oh, God's gonna trouble the water. Wade in the water, wade in the water, children, wade in the water. God's gonna trouble the water. Who is that yonder dressed in red? Wade in the water. Must be the children that Moses led. Oh, God's gonna trouble the water. Wade in the water, wade in the water, children, wade in the water. God's gonna trouble the water. Who's that yonder dressed in blue? Wade in the water. Must be the children that's coming through. God's gonna trouble the water. children wade in the water. God's gonna trouble the water. You don't believe I've been redeemed? Wade in the water. Just see the Holy Ghost coming for me. Oh, God's gonna trouble the water. Do-do-do-dee-dum-dee-doo. Do-do-do-dee-dum-dee-doo. Do-do-do-dee-dum-dee-dum.
The ingathering of water service or water communion or water sharing service. For many people, these rituals provide concrete and meaningful expressions for their lives. And as Unitarian Universalists, we are free to create rituals to celebrate life passages in ways we feel best express our values and our faith. Many of our congregations celebrate the opening of each year as a service called variously ingathering or water service or water communion. People generally bring small containers of water collected over the summer. Others use water that is symbolically provided, pouring their water into a common vessel, symbolically sharing their inner and outer journeys. But where did this come from? Some of you know this story, but not many. In November of 1980, a group of 350 Unitarian and Universalist women and some supportive men gathered in East Lansing, Michigan for the first ever Women in Religion convocation on feminist theology. It was a historic event, for not only was it the first time that UU women came together for such a conference, but it was also at the opening ceremony that a beloved UU tradition was born. Troubadour Carolyn McDade, composer of the song Spirit of Life, working with the UU Lucille Shook Longview, created a special ritual. Here in part is their account. They said, "We were beginning to reach for new and inclusive symbols and rituals that speak to us of our connectedness to one another, to the totality of life, to our place on this planet. We moved in an intuitive response to the potential of water as a symbol of women's spirituality. We were working together to create a worship service for the November 1980 Women in Religion Continental Convocation of Unitarian Universalists to be held in East Lansing, Michigan. The universality of water as a symbol emerged as we worked on what became the service known as the Coming Home Like Rivers to the Sea. As we worked to shape the service, our awareness increased of water's presence and the deep meaning in all of our lives. The water ceremony became the central part of a religious service that broke with tradition in significant ways. It was created by lay women, women who had long been silent in the pews. The ritual space was also made sacred by the women themselves. We gathered to worship in an authentic way and liberating to us, not as in a church, but in a semicircle around a large common earthen bowl. It was a ritual of women's being connected by a universal symbol, water, a ritual of women being connected to the totality of life. Now, central to that ceremony, all the participants brought water from their homes to pour into a common bowl, symbolizing their coming together for the event. Many of the participants were so deeply moved by this first UU water ceremony that they returned to their home and introduced the ritual to their congregations. Now, well over 40 years later, this ritual has become a tangible symbol of unity in diversity, held in Unitarian Universalist congregations all over the world. My colleague, the Reverend Dennis Hamilton, shares the following. We bring our waters, which have touched the west, the north, the south, and the east, which comes from the sky and from the earth. We bring water that belongs to lakes and streams, reservoirs of fresh waters that quench our thirst. We bring water that is part of the great oceans and the seas that circle the globe, teeming with life, the source of all life. We bring water to this place of meeting and sharing. In this water, there is new water found in the atmosphere daily, and there is old water, water as old as the earth, water which from life has evolved over the eons. This is the stream of life from which all life flows. All people are connected by this stream, for it runs through our veins and courses through the stems and leaves of plants. It is the symbol of the cleansing power of forgiveness and the faithful promise of healing love. It is the symbol and the reality of the oneness that unifies humankind and all life. May our separate waters join into one sacred stream as we add our lives into the stream of living souls who live out love, work for justice, and hunger for peace. So this is a symbolic ritual of our lives coming together here in community, in this moment, in this time. This is a moving meditation on the places that we have come from and moved through, and to come together here in community in shared purpose and actions. In sharing the waters you may have brought with you, or the symbolic waters available in the pitchers on the table, I invite you to please line up on either side of the altar and pour a small amount of water into that chalice. Afterwards, if you wish, you may come back to your chairs and think about the blessings that have been a part of yours, and then return to your seats, holding these thoughts, blessings, and hopes in your heart and minds. Please come forward now as we are blessed with music.
For me to be feeling this way, I'm going out of my mind. And there's no change from a runaway life. Is it a dream? Is it a dream that I'm throwing in the wishing well? I'm losing control, body and soul.
Body and soul.
Standing here waiting for a train that may never come. I saw the signs, I read the book. I should have had a second look. Boy, this caught me dreaming. And there were times I thought I knew, but it turned out to be untrue. Tell me who was fooling. Oh, I'm drowning, deep waters, slowly drowning, deeper, deep waters. I'm drowning, deep waters, slowly drowning, deeper. What do I say where words have failed me before? What do I do when I'm feeling so blue? And there's no place for me to run and hide. I saw the sun behind the smile and wished for more than just a while. Boy, this caught me dreaming. A giant step into the dark, throwing caution to the wind. Tell me who was fooling. I'm drowning, deep waters, slowly drowning, deeper, deep waters. I'm drowning, deep waters, slowly drowning, deeper. I'm drowning, deeper, deeper, deeper. I'm drowning deeper. I saw the signs, I read the book. I should have had a second look. Boy, this caught me dreaming. There are times I thought I knew, but it turned out to be untrue. Tell me who is fooling. Fools. I'm drowning, I'm drowning, slowly drowning, deeper, deep water.
Drowning,
Deep waters,
slowly
drowning, deeper, deep waters. I'm drowning, waters, slowly drowning, deeper. I'm drowning, deep waters, slowly drowning, deeper,
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 deeper. I'm drowning
deeper. Deeper, deeper, deeper.
slowly in the water.
I hope you take a chance to thank all of our musicians, especially those who have joined us specially today. My colleague Francis Manley has given us this blessing, which we put upon the waters shared. Blessed be these waters gathered here from far and near. Blessed be the hands that gathered these waters and poured them out. Blessed be the sharing of our lives that makes this community of faith a font of living water for all who choose to come here. Blessed be those whose lives are touched by these waters, that their thirst may be quenched. Blessed be those whose lives are like flowing springs, who bring refreshment to those who are parched. Blessed be this community of memory and hope, which is in its coming together and in its sharing of joy and sorrow and struggle and triumph. Blesses all who come here and make these waters holy. Blessed be, and amen. Please join us now in our closing hymn, Hush, which could be found in our Teal Hymnal 1040 and in the insert in the order of service and on the screen. Please rise and join us and listen for the instructions.
Actually, follow the insert because we use slightly different lyrics than in the hymnal. 1, 2, 3. Hush, hush. Somebody's calling my name. Hush, hush. Somebody's calling my name. Hush, hush. Somebody's calling my name. Oh my Lord, what shall I do? Sounds like freedom. Somebody's calling my name. Sounds like freedom. Somebody's calling my name. Sounds like freedom. Somebody's calling my name. Oh my Lord, what shall I do?
Sounds like justice.
Sounds like justice. Somebody's calling my name. Sounds like justice. Somebody's calling my name. Sounds like justice. Somebody's calling my name. Oh my Lord, what shall I do?
Sounds like music.
Sounds like music. Somebody's calling my name. Sounds like music. Somebody's calling my name. Sounds like music. Somebody's calling my name. Oh my Lord, what shall I do? Hush, hush. Somebody's calling my name. Hush, hush. Somebody's calling my name. Hush, hush. Somebody's calling my name. Oh my Lord, what shall I do?
Let us send our light into the world as we join in unison in saying our chalice extinguishing. We extinguish this flame, that not the light of truth, nor warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again. Within each of our hearts there is the most glorious light. Go forth and let its spark help you understand what troubles both you and others. Go forth and let its light of reason be a guide in your decisions. Go forth and bring its rays of hope to those in need of help in both body and spirit, that they may find healing. Go forth and fan the flames of passion to help heal our world. Go forth and spread the warm glow of love, pushing back the darkness of the world. Go forth and share your glorious light with the world. May the Eternal bless you and protect you. May the Eternal smile upon you. May the Eternal befriend you and prosper you and all people always. Amen. And blessed be. Please be seated briefly.
When you're weary, feeling small, when tears are in your eyes, I will dry them all. I'm on your side. Oh, when times get rough and friends just can't be found, like a bridge over troubled water, I will lay me down like a bridge over troubled water. I will lay me down. When you're down and out, when you're on the street, when evening falls so hard, I will comfort you. I'll take your part. Oh, when darkness comes and pain is all around, like a bridge over troubled water, I will lay me down like a bridge over troubled water. I will lay me down. Sail on, silver girl, sail on by. Your time has come to shine. All your dreams are on their way. shine. Oh, if you need a friend, I'm sailing right behind, like a bridge over troubled water. I will ease your mind, like a bridge over troubled water. I will ease your mind.
Please take a few minutes and come back and join us for our conversation about Article 2, and thank all of our musicians again for their gift of music.
I acquired it from my college years ago. It's been back and forth. I was at my place every time. Yeah, probably. He sent it over to when I was in Chicago to look it over a little bit. I have another one. I have the portable version that doesn't use the bass amplifier. It just has legs, like Ray Charles and who's but the smaller version, the former, they call it. It's familiar. What is it? Here it goes. I'm all schwitzy now. Yiddish. Yes. Wait, his teeth look great.
I gotta ditch my robe.
Yeah, being a musician exposes you to that.
Can you hear us now? There we go. All right. So thank you for being here. This is just a very introductory session to dealing with the Article 2 issues or materials. Tom actually is sort of our in-house expert on this, but he's going to be out of pocket for a few weeks coming up here due to some surgeries and stuff. But so we wanted to take care of this today. I think so you know kind of procedurally what's going to happen is that we will be talking about this monthly, several of the monthly themes for worship. We'll be dealing with the values that are articulated in the new Article 2 proposals. The connection circles are going to be talking about this, and we'll be having additional conversations around this as we go forward. So there's going to be lots of chances to talk about stuff and lots of resources available online at the UUA and other places. So don't think that this is like it and you got to capture everything here and now. I can't even begin to capture it all in one moment, and I've been looking at this stuff for months. So I'm going to turn it over to Tom now to introduce this stuff to you a little bit and show you some of the slides and explain some things to you. Okay? Thank you, Tom.
Good morning. We're going to do this in a very participatory way. So let's start that right away. I am going to say the values, and then I'm going to ask us to respond in unison. These go in no particular order. We may be used to the old principles and purposes being in order. By the way, these are proposed. There's a vote on this next summer. So part of what we're doing today is beginning the process of a review to determine how you want your delegates to vote next summer at General Assembly. So let's try it on. Let's try it out loud. It's built around love. The values are interdependence, equity, transformation, pluralism, generosity, justice, interdependence. Okay. So the last version of Church of the Larger Fellowship, which some of you may belong to as I do, provided a copy of our UU principles that we're used to, the inherent worth and dignity of every person, justice, equity, and compassion in human relations, acceptance of one another, and encouragement to spiritual growth in our congregations. And the 8th principle I'm jumping to, which we approved last year, journeying toward spiritual wholeness by working to build a diverse, multicultural, beloved community. By our actions that accountability dismantle racism and other oppressions in ourselves and our institutions. Well, on the other side of this version that you're going to work with in a minute is the UU values in their current expression. These have been amended this past summer. The Article 2 Commission is considering how to take those amendments into the final wording, which will be voted on next summer. So you're going to examine these today, the written expression, but you'll also see revisions of it as we go through the year. And we will, as Reverend Price just said, we will be doing this through connection circles, through RE, through sermons that occur basically the first of each month, addressing those values, forums, coming back to town halls, culminating in taking a vote on this at our annual meeting in May. So this is just sort of a first step with this. So what I would like you to do is to come up in a minute representing one of a group of two. And you will pick up a copy of the values. You'll also pick up a copy of the UU principles and the values. And finally, you'll pick up an index card and a pen that is waiting here for you. Your job with your partner is to read through the statements of the values, the written expression. I suggest to you that one person read one of the value statements to the other, and that you do this back and forth until you've read through all of the written statements. Then when you're through with that, take a couple of minutes to give us your impressions in just a word or two of what you have read. For example, I've put down on this card, well, not sure. Then on the other side, give us a question that we will work on answering. We may not get to answer all of the questions in this meeting today because we want to stop around noon. But across the fall, all of your questions will be answered. So I wrote out the simple question, why this change? Okay? So come up as partners, identify who your partner is. Come up and get one copy, please, and we'll begin. Well, first of all, I'm going to read words that you have used to express about this. I am not going to comment, so just listen with me. Then we will come back a second time around and we will respond to questions that you have. The graphic is great. The verbal descriptions are too wordy. Why? Compassion. Just words. The visual is better. Saying the concepts is a new format emphasizing key values. Just in my hand, progressive, broader, and more specific. Words complex for children. Repetitive, lots of words for simple concepts. And just in my hand, too wordy, we agree with it all. Okay, now to the questions, and both of us will respond to them. So you want to join me at the mic as well? Okay.
Yes, it is. We just need to talk louder, I think.
Just put my mouth in it. Now it's fine. Okay, good. First question. Why make the change now after just adding principle number 8?
So the process that we're looking at and why the change is that Article 2 in the UUA bylaws, which is where the principles and purposes are located and come from, has been something that we're supposed to actually review every few years anyway, according to the UUA bylaws. In recent years, there have been several efforts to reform or rewrite or change the UUA bylaws, and one of them just a few years ago failed dramatically at General Assembly. And then we've also seen the addition of the 8th principle, which has not gone through the General Assembly process, but which a number of congregations, such as this one, have taken on as their own. What this has said then to a lot of people a few years ago, about 5 years ago, was that we really needed to go through a comprehensive, systematic review of Article 2, and then try and see if we can come up with something that is even more current, up-to-date, addressing immediate issues. Now, one of the things you use, we are not Orthodox, so our faith is always transitioning, changing, and transforming. The current principles and purposes did not come into existence until the mid-1980s, so they are not something that's always been around. But for some of us who came into the movement in the 1980s, that's what we've known. And so it is sort of a shock in that sense. But it really is a part of our theological process that has been going on for generations now. It's changed several times since the movement merged in '61, and several times in each of the Unitarians and Universalists had many reiterations of these kinds of statements of their own over the generations. So this is nothing new in the broader scope of things. It's just this happens to be happening now, and we're the ones who are getting to be involved in looking at it and considering these possible changes. So that's the why. It's a part of our process as an institution and part of our faith development as a community to review these things and to make them better, to refine them, to make them more relevant to our moment in history and that sort of thing. So.
And I would add to that this is also laity making the change. We are very deliberate today to having the professional and the person in the pews in doing this. I would also add, related to change, is that Paula Cole, who has been our national leader for Principle 8, sat on the committee, the Article 2 Commission. She, pardon me, she continues to sit there. And I think as you look at the statement, you will find that principle number 8 is woven in to these new values. What is the main reason for the change? Well, okay, stand up, please, so it's easy for all of us to hear. I think that's a statement rather than a question that is asking for a response, correct? Yes. Okay. Okay.
I'm not sure I heard your statement because it's partially I'm hard of hearing. What was your statement? I didn't hear all of it. So, yeah, I get that. So sometimes things reach their state, and I hear that, and I'm sensing that you feel that there are some things that have reached that state and they don't need to be changed. Yeah, this is a process. And a democratic process. And unfortunately, democracy is messy and not clean and neat. And sometimes we end up, by doing that process, coming back around to where we were before. So I honestly don't know where we're going to end up with this. And I think there are some things I agree in some ways personally. I have some feelings about some of the things in the principles that I think they shouldn't mess with. But I think that if we're true to our principles as Unitarian Universalists, we have to be open to the possibility that things do need to be modified, that things do need to be changed, and that there may be a better iteration. And it's not going to be perfect, but it's a process that we have agreed to as an association of congregations, that this is the way we're going to do things as part of our process, and that's what we're committed to, is the process. One of the key things, let me offer for you theologically, that differentiates liberal religion from Orthodox religion is a commitment to process. Orthodox religion feels that the ends justifies the means. Liberal religion feels that the means provides the authenticity and authority to the ends. And that's very important for us. So going through this process is important for us to come up with something that we can feel comfortable with and confident in with the authority and that it's going to have for us as a larger movement. Not everybody's going to be happy with this, and we understand that. But again, that's democracy, and that's the commitment we've made. So I hear you. You're not alone, and I think that we should just keep that in mind as we go through this process. I think, keep in mind, we're not the only congregation doing this. There are hundreds of congregations, maybe thousands, doing this, and many of them are going to have some of the same comments you are, and those are going to be reflected to the people working on these documents. So that's a part of what we're doing. We're participating in this larger process and sharing that information. So,
an additional comment is you used the word evolution. Evolution was one of the values originally, then it changed to transformation. There was also an amendment process this summer. I proposed one of those 489 amendments. I wanted to see our sources continue to be a part of it. Several other people did as well. So that motion came before the Assembly. It did not receive the approval of the Assembly, so the sources are not there. There are several other questions you have, but it is 12 o'clock. There are connection circles. These are important questions to answer. We will have other meetings to respond to your concerns.
If there's anything else, I suggest you might also bring them up in the various other venues where you may be participating and asking questions, if you're in connection circles and those sort of things. And Tom and I will take a look at some of these questions and see if there's some ways we can try and address them in a broader situation. Okay? So we want to respect your time.
Thank you very much. We will continue. This is just step one.
Thank you.